and welcome to another edition of Runeterra Ravens present an Ultimate Bravery event casted by me, yours truly, Ranked Man, as a solo casting for this tournament. I might get lovely Mrs. Sixoff join me on some of the games that he is not playing at. So the rules of this tournament are simple and ordinary Ultimate Bravery rules. So no wards, no health pots, no mana pots. You're only allowed to get the blue trinket. You have to start the game with the normal boots. And then each players have been assigned a champion list that they'll have to follow by. So as we see from the blue team, for example Varys, he might have the chance that he's going AD, but there's a possibility of him going some AP, maybe some tank. But the point is that the builds are randomly generated for each champion, so they're not getting specific build for specific builds, but they are random. So as we see from the blue team, they have gotten themselves a Varys, a Teemo, a Kayle, a LeBlanc, and a Leona. And they will have to go up against the purple teams, who is displayed by a red color, Urgot, Veigar, Red, Nekton, Castin, and Katarina. So also the summoner spells are also random, so that's why we see Ghost and Clarity on Varys, and Smite and Cleanse on LeBlanc. So everything is randomly generated all the way to the masteries. The runes are, from my understanding, the runes are what the players choose to take. So that's the only thing that they have control over of what they can take. Now, by my understanding, the LeBlanc and the Renekton with the smites, I'm not sure I think they'll go onto lanes and not into the jungle, so it will be by a format of 2-1-2. So it's interesting to see that there's some heavy bit of, I'm gonna say, of magical champions on the side of red team, because you're not sure of how they're gonna build. There's a chance that they're not going to go their AP builds on those AP champions, but instead they'll have to build AD or something like that. So the champions are not in such a favorable position on to take out that champion is OP, because that whole thing is taken away from this. So 10 seconds to go, and we'll get into the first game of the 3 games that we are going to play this evening. And we're finally getting into the champion login screen. And also, if you like to share about your prediction on which team will win, use the Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. I don't really care because I'm not monitoring those things. Using whatever hashtags you would like. So let's go to blue team. The team women. And the red team, the team beauty. I just saw that in, and we'll get into the game very, very, very shortly. As they seem to be well balanced as there are silvers and golds on both sides of the teams. So yeah, every champion player has to take out the boots first and a blue trinket. They can't change the trinket at all any points. Actually, we see Kale picking up a cloth armor. I don't think she's allowed to take that. But okay, well, because I'm not the official referee, I'm not gonna go further down on that. So you cannot. One thing also you have to take into consideration. You cannot. No. You cannot leave your lane that you have been assigned to until you manage to take out the enemy laner's turret. Then, after you've done that, you're free to go roam on other lanes to help out them to take out the turrets on their lane. So we see that Cassidy and Katarina, I'm gonna switch those out, are on the top lane against a LeBlanc and a Kale. Timos in the middle lane and Varus and Leona on the bottom lane for the blue team. I see that's a Veigar middle, and then the Urgot and Renekton on the bottom lane. So the red team's actually protecting that entrance to the jungle. For some reason, apparently they are allowed to take out the buffs to go into the lane, looks like it. But I won't go into deeper in those. So, as we see, the players have had the chance to go the runes that they want, but the masteries are something that they have no power over. So as we see Katarina with 67 AD and no ability power, she's got some AD masteries going on. Cassidy's gone flat out AP, KO, AD, and LeBlanc AD. And as we see the Cassidy and Katarina lane taking down LeBlanc with a bit low, over half of her health. That magic should not be working wonders against two magical champions on that lane. LeBlanc trying to prove out some dominance with the distortion. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Urgot getting stunned out by the Leona, and Varus poking down with the arrow. And actually Cassidy going pretty low, and actually Katarina turns it around. Katarina's gonna pick up the first blood, but she's not able to take the second kill as LeBlanc picks up the second kill. So a kill is traded on the top lane. And we see actually we see Leona going in, and almost actually Varus manages to take down the kill with those hail of arrows. So yeah, the champions are having to force to build those improved boots first. So they have to build by one build at a time. And Renekton trying to do his best to protect that turret from taking too much damage. And Renekton actually having those AD masteries as well. How about Varus? Varus actually has 9 AP. So that will most likely be an AP Varus and AD Leona coming up. We see match pen boots picked up by the LeBlanc and a cooldown boots by the Katarina. And while we see the exhaust coming down on the Urgot, Urgot gets some by the Leona, but there's a sliding in there doing some nice damage, but not taking Leona down. Meanwhile, Varus picks up the kill on the Urgot. And Leona going pretty well on that, almost pays it with her life. Kayle taking some bit of harassment from the poke of the Cassian, and LeBlanc resorts and tries to do some damage. And Kayle almost going down. Teemo gets stunned in the mid lane by the Veigar. And there's the exhaust coming out, press some damage, but it's not gonna be enough as Veigar picks up that kill on the Teemo. And Renekton's trying to dodge out on that arrow that will be coming out from Varus. So we see most of the players on the blue team have finished up those boots. 2 magic pen boots, 1 attack speed, and 1 ninja tappy. And Katarina actually taking pretty much damage from those magic pen boots that LeBlanc has picked up early on.
For a moment I thought I'd sweat.
A little bit of taunting going between the champions, and Veigar takes a little bit damage from Teemo, who also has those sorcerer's shoes. Meanwhile on the bottom lane, Leona and Varus trying to prove out some dominance. Leona missing the Cine Blade. Not much else. The Cassian magic shield from his heal is going to be pretty helpful against this lane. But actually there's too much of it as LeBlanc takes Cassian down with a basic attack. Now she's hunting onto the Katarina. This sword doesn't get the damage. And Katarina survives and she's going to recall. And that surrenders to take for the blue team to make some third damage onto that turret, actually harassing a little bit. And there's actually the smite on LeBlanc. Going to be effective on clearing those minions out, and they're gonna take a lot of damage onto the top lane turret. And the red team is going to miss out on some of those minions. Another Cineblade missing, but not so much. And we see that Varus has gone for those mobility boots with a pickaxe, so he's having some nice time. He's having that 80 damage item to be built out first. So on the red side, despite of Urgot, they have all been those boots. So we see the Mercury turret from Cassian, cooldowns from Katarina and Veigar, and there's the mobility boots for Renekton. And they also have to do the enchantment on those boots before they can build on their second item. And LeBlanc just showing a little bit dominance with the distortion pokes. Cassian takes deals a little bit damage to the Kayle. And Katarina starting to take a lot of damage. Cassian is actually pretty low, going ham as Leona is standing right next and under his turret, but it's not gonna be enough. Actually, it is enough as Renekton goes down. But the blue team is having some control so far over this game at the early point. There's the ultimate from Leona, not hitting the full stun. And they'll have to breathe a little bit from this, but the Varus poke keeping them a little bit healthy as the blue team has finished up that turret on the top lane. So we see the dagger? Yes, the dagger from LeBlanc, so she's going to build an attack speed item first, which is not going to be that much an issue thanks to those magic pen boots which she has picked up. And there's Renekton slicing dicing on the Varus, he gets the Kotemik. But are they gonna get away from this? Urgot missing the kill onto Leona, and they're gonna get away from that. So now this is their time. Push down on that bottom lane. to get some turret damage, but KO, thanks to taking that turret down, is now able to roam down onto this bottom lane, and she's actually thinking about going ham onto the Urgot. Renekton surges with the ultimate, but there's the intervention from KO, trying to deal out some damage onto this Renekton. There's a slashing dice, but he's actually taking a lot of damage. He's having to try to get away from this, and KO not getting the cancel the recall on the Urgot. In the meantime, Renekton goes down to the KO. So that might... Actually, KO picked up that Giant's build. But in the meantime, the red team having that freedom on that top lane. Because the LeBlanc has disconnected, apparently having some network issues. You can't trust a Dutch network. And actually there's the teleport from KO. KO actually choosing to go a little bit too deep, but has to back away. Actually chooses to still keep going in. And meantime, Urgot gets locked up by those ultimates from the blue team. And meanwhile, there's Death Holders from Katarina trying to do some damage to KO. But KO with the choice, but it's too tanky. Or is it actually? They managed to... KO manages to pick up one kill. Is he gonna get another one? No, there's a Rift Step from Kassadin to finish up that kill. In the meantime, the blue team managed to get a kill onto Urgot. And they're gonna get the turret. So now they have the freedom to roam all over the map wherever they choose. So will most likely be onto this middle lane. So they can get all lanes roaming and have some kind of control over the map. There's the stun gauge coming from Veigar, actually missing the stun. And there's the ultimate, getting some nice damage. In the meantime, the blue team is in trouble in the enemy jungle. There's the ultimate from Urgot, locking down Varus, and Varus should go down. Urgot picks up that kill. Meanwhile, on the top lane, LeBlanc and Casting are fighting, but there's the KO to show some support. And they're just gonna back away from this one. Actually, Cassadin going a little bit too deep, has to refuel. Oh, there's the Death Holders from Katarina. There's the intervention also pop by the KO. And they're trying to do so much damage, to trying to wanna get that kill, but they just can't. So Veigar going AD on his first build. Might be an Infinity Edge, and actually casting in reflux over the wall. Is he gonna... Now he's gonna chase the wrong person? No, he's not actually. It's clone enough to take him down. Actually, LeBlanc throws it on Kassadin and takes the kill, and KO is not chasing. But Katarina walks to her space and is okay. And Varus picking up the Zephyr on his first item. It's not the ideal, but it is a better choice for that physical damage champion. Meanwhile, looks like Leona is going for that Hextech revolver as well as Teemo. And I'm not exactly sure what LeBlanc is building there with the pickaxe and the two daggers. Meanwhile, Urgot has finished up that seal and Renekton with the King of them. And Katarina having to take that Tarkin's place. Break shield actually. Or is it the Tarkin's place? Yeah, it is Tarkin's. Now the red team has control over the top lane, they're gonna push down that. And Veigar, with that AD, is gonna do some nice damage to Teemo, who's only got that Hextech revolver. And now the red team has finished up that top lane turret, but KO is there. They wanna chase onto the Kassadin. But Kassadin has that free Sunfire Cape item. The dummy Cinder. That doesn't sound right. Sounds awful. Just gonna call it the mini Sunfire Cape. And Teemo trying to do some damage with the Hextech revolver and those blinding shots. But Veigar is gonna be stacking up thanks to those Q abilities. Runeterra gets locked up, he has to pop the ultimate. He goes deep onto the Varus, but Varus pops the ultimate and they're gonna get away from this. Actually, Katarina chooses to go in on the bottom lane as well. Meanwhile, Veigar manages to get the kill on the Teemo in the mid lane. And on the bottom lane, the blue team is trying to run away, but the mobility puts Renekton. Actually, Leona decided to sacrifice herself. And Renekton is gonna pick up that kill. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Kayle is going ham on the Veigar, but he walks into the stun and not gonna be able to get the kill on the Veigar. So many blinking red lights on the side of Red Bluff. Actually, a blast arrow hit him from Rise, and Urkat's gonna go down. And also, the champions have to max out the abilities that they have also been signed, so they have very little control over what they're gonna do with their champions. The runes are the only thing that they had any control over. So we see the Veigar's first item is gonna be... I totally forgot the name of it. But meanwhile, Cassidy goes in on that middle lane, tries to get the Kayle, but switches targets over to Teemo. But now Kayle goes back in, that almost takes down. Oh, is there enough damage from Kayle? No, Teemo's gonna pick up that kill, and the AD Veigar not able to get the kill. Meanwhile, Varys alone on the bottom lane. Renekton still having, and Urgot still having to stay on the bottom lane as they have not finished up that turret, which has taken about a fifth or a quarter of its health. And now a blasting one for Varys. Not the worst, as Varys does have an AP ratio on his W. There's a scrying up. They're gonna notice a Leona in the bush, but Leona's actually gonna stay still. Now he's gonna walk away, but he gets locked up by the CC from the red team. There's a Varys ultimate actually saving his life. Renekton tries to get a slice in there. Actually seen it placed on the Urgot. Goes down, but they manage to take out 3 kills onto that bottom lane. So will the engine finish up by Teemo and a frozen mallet by the Kayle. And yeah, there's the Leona. I think he's in again. But Blanc goes in with the distortion and he's gonna pick up that kill onto the low health Veigar. Now the blue team is gonna pick up the first dragon of the game. Mercurial Scimitar, that's what it was, and I didn't even have to check it. Katarina going for that Face of the Mountain first build and now picking up those 2 long swords. So most likely a Brutalizer. Cassidy chasing onto the Teemo, but Teemo's just gonna speed up from harm's way. Meanwhile, Static Shift to Urgot, which is not the best case, as his Q is not procced by Static Shift. So he'll have to rely on those basic attacks to get that Static Shift. And Varys doing the best that he can to protect. Actually, Cassidy and Katarina have roamed now to the bottom lane, but the ethereal chains are keeping Cassidy in place. But now the red team is gonna pick up that turret on the bottom lane. So now the Renekton and Urgot are free to roam all over the map. Only member that still has to stay on that lane is Veigar on that middle lane, but down they're roaming onto that middle lane, trying to see if they can get a push going on that middle lane and get that turret down. Meanwhile, Kayle is pushing down on the top lane turret. And the Cassidy and the Renekton are gonna pick up the blue buff. So also LeBlanc going for the Zephyr, having to build some AD, and there's another arrow sniping down Urgot once again. And Varys' second item is gonna be Deathfire Grab. I can now confirm. And Kayle is having to go AD with that. Actually, never mind that, as Teemo gets jumped on by Katarina and Veigar. Veigar's gonna pick up that kill with the ultimate. And meanwhile, Cassidy has gone to the top lane to defend that turret from the attacks of Kayle, but Kale's gonna turn a little bit around with the frozen mallet damage. But Cassidy only having that Sunfire Cape. There's the backup from Katarina. Now they're gonna go. There's the intervention coming a little bit too early, not even Death Lotus popped yet. But they're wanting to get the kill, but Kale's a little bit tanky. And now they finally pick up the kill. Katarina picks up that kill. Blanc was there, almost not taking the assist. And Blanc got in a little bit off place. And takes a lot of damage from those Q and E stacks. And now Varus has to run away from that speedy Renekton. He manages to slow him down from those mobility moves as Renekton has gone for the Locket of the Iron Solari. And now Renekton is going to that bottom lane to defend that minion wave. He's gonna pick up some nice TS on that bottom lane. So Blanc has picked up the attack speed and actually Kayle coming very fast, going on to Veigar. There's the ultimate from Veigar and Teemo's gonna pick up that kill. So the haunting guy is coming from Rihanna, so I had to keep an eye out for those champion builds, as they will be randomized, or had been randomized as well already. Renekton is in the side taking the wolf camp, but he gets spotted by the Teemo, has to away. Now the red team is stacking up, as has the blue team, so there will most likely be a team fight within the next 3 minutes or so. And Varus has gone back and picked up that Deathfire Trap. Death Cap! Recognized Death Cap! And Teemo just laughing the damage that he's taken. Takes the slow from Cascading, and now they're gonna boost on the middle turret. But the turret is only half health at the moment. Teemo getting that Spear of the Goddess, so he'll have that stacking up. And now the Leona has actually managed to reconnect back into the game. But the blue team is just trying to protect the lane. Varus gets stunned off. Cassidy goes in, but Kayle uses the intervention. Varus is gonna pick up that kill. There's the ultimate from Varus. He gets locked up by Urgot and the Veigar. Now Katarina goes in with the Death Hold, but he takes the down. The ultimate from Veigar is not enough to take on Teemo, as the blue team managed to pick up 4 kills. As Renekton was on the bottom lane. And now the blue team has that option to push down on that Mio turret, and after that they can somehow try to set up for the dragon number 2. Actually choosing to stay a little bit in, but now finally going back. Renekton slashing dashes in, but he gets popped by his mushroom. And he gets shot instantly. Okay, picking up the BF sword and a pickaxe, so that's gonna be an infinity edge. And Blanc having to go a Runan's Hurricane actually. And now the red team is gonna push down onto that middle turret. They should get that turret as they will, so that opens up Veigar to go on other lanes as well. And LeBlanc takes a little bit of harassment from Cassidy. Meanwhile, Katarina has finished up a Yuma's Ghostblade with that Face of the Mountain, and now the red team is actually moving up for the dragon. And the blue team is now realizing it. They're gonna go in thanks to that grog on the river. But they're too late, they're just gonna even up the dragons. And actually Cassidy jumps in onto the Kayle. But Kayle is a little bit tanky. Actually pops a very early intervention. But there's a Leona going on with the Cineblade. There's ultimate from Varus. Varus is gonna pick up 1. He picks up 2. Katarina jumps in with a Deathwatch, but he gets ulted by the Leona. Varus picks up triple kill. Is he gonna? No, as Kayle picks up the 4th kill. And there's the stun cage from Veigar. Not gonna keep him alive. And Teemo picks up the ace. 26 to 9 kills, not having the best time on the side of red team. So they have a lot of AD damage actually coming up from the boot red team. Some mixed damage from the blue team, so the blue team is having an advantage on that one. Kassadin walks in, gets the slow onto Teemo, but Katarina gets locked by the E0 chains. And now Kassadin has to back off a little bit. KO is still in with the frozen man, keeping him alive. Just to get to the spot, he's gonna pick up, Varys gonna pick up that kill. And Kassadin manages to pick up that kill on the Teemo. There's a slice and judge, but he gets stunned by the Leona. Kassadin now walks in, but Leona is still in the middle of them. There's the ultimate from Varys just to disengage, but it's not gonna be enough as the Renekton picks up the third kill on that fight. Renekton having a good time with that PF sword. And that rocket, so he's gonna be tanky bruiser. Meanwhile, Varys picking up a frozen heart. And I think he's the furthest. Actually, he's tied. Now, actually, he's ahead of Vhagar, who is close second. With the Mercuria Scimitar, actually, he's going for the Warmox, most likely it's gonna be. I'm not totally sure what he builds out for, but I'll only assume. And there's the Runa's Hurricane from LeBlanc with a Zephyr. And Kale has that Ninja Tappy, so he's gonna be a little bit safe from this heavy AD damage. And Kassadin finished up an Homebreaker, so not the ideal item. And Kassadin tries to go in, he gets a slow onto Leona and Kale. But Katarina now jumping in with the Death Waters. Leona actually goes down. Katarina is getting down by the Varys. Varys actually picks up the kill onto Vhagar. And now Kale versus Urgot. LeBlanc is on the side, tries to see what something he can do. There's the ultimate from Urgot, keeping him alive thanks to those armor and magic resist stacks that he will get from that ultimate. Meanwhile, Varys has been pushing on that top side, but Renekton is gonna go there. And he's gonna make sure that Varys is not gonna get a lot of damage onto that turret. Actually, he's gonna back away. But they actually should meet. No, they're gonna take different routes actually. And but Renekton is still a little fast, chooses not to chase. So Renekton is gonna pick up a Mercury Scimitar. And yes, that was a Warmox coming up from Vhagar. Meanwhile, Urgot finishing up the Spirit Visage. Varys having to deal with that Mana Moon. So he's gonna have some mixed damage. He's gonna rely on his basic attack with that W to deal that AP damage. Dragon coming up in less than 2 minutes. Vhagar Teemo actually almost manages to take down the Grump. But now he's in a lot of trouble. He's not gonna choke it out. Leona goes in with the Cineblade, but now he's in the trouble. He has to back away. But there's the rest of the blue team. They're gonna turn it around onto the Kassadin. This Kassadin is gonna go down to the Kale. And now LeBlanc has actually got out. LeBlanc! But they're not gonna keep chasing. Actually, they choose, but Katarina manages to jump in. There's the jump distortion coming from LeBlanc. Actually gets the ethereal chains, and he gets locked up Katarina. And LeBlanc is gonna pick up that kill. And now the blue team is pushing onto the bottom wave turret. As there's a quite big minion wave, they should pick up that turret without any response. Actually, they're gonna keep going on that. Urgot is pushing onto the middle lane, so they have an advantage of this one. Renekton goes in with the slice and dice. There's the ultimate, and there's the Varys ultimate. They're gonna lock down the blue team. Leona takes a lot of damage, but Renekton is so tanky, but he manages to go down in the end. Now Teemo is in the middle lane to protect that middle lane turret. And now Kassadin walks in for the LeBlanc, but it was all alone. Now Varys got with the stun cage, but he's gonna turn that damage around. Kassadin jumps over the wall, but he takes a lot of decisive intervention from Kale to keep Varys alive. But Katarina is gonna want to jump in, but he doesn't have anyone else but Kale. He's gonna having to rush away, and Katarina actually manages to jump away. Actually, a little bit baiting in, but meanwhile Urgot goes down. And they managed to get a kill onto Kayle. But Teemo is there. They're gonna want to trade the damage, and Katarina takes a lot of damage from that arrow. Has to jump away from the damage of Teemo, who is having some AP to his name. And now Renekton is back. Actually pops the Mercury Scimitar for the movement speed. Tries to get the stun onto the Teemo, but it's not gonna be enough. Teemo just taunts it. And now the dragon is alive. The red team is pinging it. And they should have advantage going to take that dragon. And now LeBlanc going for the Mikael's Crucible. While Leona has finished up a Guardian Angel. With that magic penetration. And now the red team is started on the dragon. They're gonna pick that one up without any resistance from the blue team. The kill is still only half down on the side of blue buff. Actually, Cassidy jumps in, tries to get the kill on the Teemo, but Teemo with that mushroom is proving to be a little bit more secure. Kayle is now in the middle of the red team, and they're having forced the red team to fall back. Renekton using that slice. And actually Urgot on the side, there's some nice damage. Cineblade not barely hitting onto Urgot, and Teemo actually takes a lot of damage from Urgot. That's that static shift and the vampiric scepter. And now the LeBlanc has pushed down on the top lane turret. So 7 turrets, 3 turrets. And fatness to the blue team. And Teemo's gonna pick up that red buff. And Leona is actually in the middle. Tries to take down the inhibitor. Actually, he and Kayle are a little bit too deep. It's gonna be 2v3, actually 2v4. And Kayle goes down. There's ultimate from Varys, tries to protect some CC. But Leona has the Guardian Angel. A little bit safer. Actually gets the Cineblade on the Renekton. Renekton knocked out, but Katarina manages to pick up the kill onto the Leona. Now Veigar's on the side. With that AD, he's gonna duel out with the Veigar, with the Varys. There's actually the sun, and he's gonna pick up that kill. And he's not done yet. He's gonna keep going onto that Teemo. Katarina jumps in with the Death Waters. He's gonna pick up... Actually, Urgot picks up that kill, but the 30 damage, Veigar goes down in the end. And now LeBlanc jumps in with a double distortion. Not enough damage thanks to those AD items that he has. So 8, 0 and 10 on the LeBlanc with 16 and 2 on the Varys. So they have been doing nicely on this game. And LeBlanc finished up with that Mika's Crucible. Renekton tries to slice over the wall, thinks we didn't saw it, we saw it. And he failed on it. So Kayle going for the last whisper now. And Varys is gonna go to that Sunfire Cave as his last item. He's gonna be the first one to be full build. Varys tries to steal the blue buff with the arrow, but it's a little bit too late. But he manages to take down the wolf camp right from underneath the nose of Veigar. Well, actually, Renekton goes deep onto the Kayle and Leona. He has the backup of Katarina. He pops the rocket and the Mercury Scimitar. But there's the CC, they're gonna lock down Renekton. There's the Cineblade. But it didn't stop the Death Waters. Meanwhile, the rest of the blue team, they're picking up, trying to take down that inhibitor. Kayle managed to take that double kill on the top lane. And they end up losing Teemo on that middle lane. Cassidian jumps in with a Rift Walk. Actually, Varys gets locked up by the Sun Cage. But he gets away thanks to that cleanse. No, actually he just got away from it. And now the rest of the blue team, they're trying to do out some damage. But it's 2v2. Varys picks up a double kill. Is he gonna pick up the triple kill? It doesn't look like it, and he's not gonna take it as Cassidy takes him down. But meantime, Kale and Leona are pushing on the top lane. Leona goes in with the Cineblade. There's a stun. He's gonna pick up that kill, and Kale is pushing that inhibitor turret. Renekton is not gonna be there in time. I'm gonna pick up that kill, and now Kale is in an awkward position, but he's gonna go down to the death walls of Katarina. And now there's a Blade of Ruin King. No, that was Katarina popped it. They're chasing. There's the ultimate from Leona, but he gets stunned by the Renekton, so he's not gonna get away from that one. So flat out AD coming out from the Katarina. With a bit slowing down that assassination skills that he has. Meanwhile, Veigar has gotten that Ardent Sensor, and that's actually gonna be pretty much useless item on him, as he does not provide any shield or heals for the rest of the team. So the rest of the team is not gonna get that attack speed boost.
For a moment, I thought I'd broken a sweat.
And Kale actually picking up the Runan's Hurricane. No, what is the Ravenous Hydra? Another Putin is back on that middle lane. They're gonna push down, but it's 3v4. Actually 3v5 as Veigar comes from the side. Renekton tries to go flat out with the Mercury Scimitar and the Locket, but he's not gonna take anything. Instead he just walks into a mushroom. Kale now teleporting on the middle lane. They're gonna want to fight that. Katarina goes in with the death ward, but he gets stunned immediately, and LeBlanc picks up that kill. Leona goes in, there's ulti to the Urgot. Meanwhile, the blue team is picking up kills on the Cassidy. Leona goes down to the Renekton, and now they're having to fall back from that. There's exhaust coming out on the Renekton, but Kale is still in the middle of them. He's gonna deal some nice damage. He picks up one kill, but he now goes down. Now Varys coming up from the side. There's the arrow hitting, and they're gonna pick up that kill. And Veigar having to run to the hills. Actually, he's staying on that bush to see if he can get assassination on. But Varys is gonna wait a little bit. Does not walk into the stun, but Veigar is pretty tanky with the warm-ups and that pre-Sunfire cape that he's gotten. Meanwhile, Varys is full build with those two tank items, 2 AP and 1 AD items. Veigar wants to see if he can challenge onto the dragon, but he goes in for the clone. Katarina actually manages to pick up the kill on the dragon, but now Varys is chasing, but Katarina jumps right into a mushroom. But is he gonna trade? No, he tries to get the kill, but he's not enough damage. And now Leona is there. They wanna chase onto the Veigar, but they're walking right in the rest of the red team. They're having to fall back. Actually, no, they're still trying to go in. Renekton missing the slide. And Leona hitting the Cineblade. There's ultimate hitting Renekton, perfectly stunned. Renekton having to pop that ultimate, trying to do some damage. There's a slice and dice, do some nice damage. But there's ultimate from Varys and the Urgot. Now Katarina jumps in with the Death Waters. They're gonna pick up one kill. They're gonna pick up the second kill. Leona wants to do some damage, but gets the Guardian Angel gets popped. But there's a Teemo. And Leona gets a Cineblade onto the Katarina, and Teemo picks up that kill. Meanwhile, Kale is fighting 2v1, and he's not gonna win that fight as Veigar is gonna pick up that kill. And LeBlanc has finished up that Banshee's Veil. And Leona has this disease porthole item. And now Veigar wants to do some damage onto the Cassidy. He has that red buff, so he's turning down. But he has the refocus to get away. Meanwhile, Urgot picking up the blue buff. as he's gonna be having a lot of spam with those Qs. Actually, the blue team is a little bit caught out in the enemy jungle. They're gonna go focus on the Veigar. There's the rest of the team. Katarina goes in with the Death Waters. He gets locked out by the Varus. Now Varus is in the background trying to deal some damage to the Katarina. There's Kale going in. The intervention actually pops to himself, actually. But they're gonna pick up those kills. Leona actually managed to take down that kill. Now they wanted to push down those two open inhibitors on the mid lane and the top lane. They should most likely be rotated to that top lane to get that second inhibitor. They are pinging not, and they're going, but they have to fall back from it as Veigar has respawned back. And actually, Urgot takes a lot of damage from Kale, and there's the ultimate hitting Kale. And Kale is returning the damage. There's a distortion coming on the Urgot. There's a heal actually saving him alive a little bit longer. Is he gonna get the kill? Yes, he is. But he gets locked down, stunned underneath the turret range. And LeBlanc tries to see if he can get that inhibitor, but no, only to half health. The Ethereal Chains hit, so Katarina has to back away a little bit. But Katarina is still chasing, actually jumps to the Scrying Orb. But LeBlanc just double shores out of the harm's way. Actually using the Mikhails to get some health back. A little bit not needed. And Katarina finds Varus, who has picked up that giant consumable. As he does not have anything else to go on. Tries to take the Baron Grok, but the red team is gonna finish up that one, so they have some vision. What is it that they have? Okay, so they have a ward from something. Is it the upgrade for the Scrying Orb? Yes, it is. But now Dragon is coming up in minute and 20. The red team is positioning themselves onto the bottom side of the jungle. And Katarina has a Trinity Force and a Blade of the Rune thing. And actually Kale gets a little bit caught out in the middle lane, pops an immediate intervention to block some damage, but now he's in harm's way after Leona is not there. Renekton can pick up that kill. There's the death was from Katarina. And now the blue team is bowing off. The team walks in. They're gonna pick up that second kill onto the Teemo. And now just chasing onto the LeBlanc and the Varus. Katarina actually goes down to the Varus arrow. And now it's the red team who is pushing down onto the blue team. And Leona gets locked up by the stun gauge. Actually decides to go in with the Cinder Blade, but he takes a little bit too much damage. There's the ultimate locking down the Urgot and the Veigar. But Veigar just using that Mercury Scimitar for the way. Leona still goes in, and Varus is gonna pick up that kill. He's still chasing, but he only has a blue buff, so he's not gonna get a slow. Actually, there is the slow from the hail of arrows. Blanc jumps in with the distortion as that Banshees fail to keep him alive. And Renekton has picked up a Talisman of Ascension. And now the blue team is going for that dragon. And the red team cannot contest it. Second dragon for the blue team to the tree on the side of red team. And a little bit debate going on about using elixirs once you're full build. And Kale actually wants to do out with the Cassidian. Cassidian takes a little bit too damage next to the Ravenous Hydra and the Frost Mallet and the Infinity Edge and the Moon. So now, actually Varus gets a little bit caught out, misses the ultimate. Katarina jumps in with the Jet Waters and he's gonna pick up that kill. Meanwhile, the Kale and the team are pushing that inhibitor, but they get locked up by the Steamo stun gate, and now the rest of the red team is just piling up. Kale tries to do as much damage as she can, but she goes down to the Cassidy. And actually, is the red team trying to consider a Baron actually? They are moving up, oh nice. And there's the inhibitor respawn. Actually yes, the red team is now going for that Baron. And the blue team does not have any idea. Leona is on the bottom lane. LeBlanc is still walking to the middle lane. But she doesn't have any idea of it. So that should be an uncontested Baron for the red team. The red team also finishing up on those items. Katarina is full build, as is Veigar, and so is Renekton. And almost everyone is actually very close to being full build or full build at 46 minutes into the game. And the gold yield is only 3000. And Kale has backdoor to the inhibitor, but he doesn't have much attack speed to go on. But she should still be able to take down that inhibitor, but she should pay it with her life. And there she goes down to the Veigar. A little bit of a risky move. And now the blue team is on a fall back mode. After losing out Kale on the top lane. Not sure if that was worth it. As now the red team is pushing down as a 5 down to that middle lane. They wanna take down that inhibitor turret. And they are very tanky, they should be able to take it. They're all just piling up on it. And they get it. They're also taking down the inhibitor. And they're actually pushing for the Nexus turret. They actually don't care for the minions, they're tanking it themselves. But they get locked up underneath the turret. Varus is gonna pick up one kill on the Katarina. The rest of the red team is piled up by the Leona. And Veigar manages to take on that kill. Varus actually gets a triple kill on it, and now they're chasing. Veigar picks up the kill on the Teemo. Renekton gets stunned by the Leona. And there's the Guardian Angel buff by the Renekton. A little bit earlier, but Cineblade actually managed to use the Talisman Ascension and the Titan dice to get away from harm's way. Well played by Renekton. But they do lose a Nexus turret. So unless they decide to push down on that middle lane turret and get that inhibitor, actually Leona goes in onto the Veigar, and there's the Varus ultimate. Ethereal Change actually missing, but he uses the clone instead, and they're gonna pick up that kill onto Veigar. 77-second death timers. The blue team has to push down, and they're gonna get that second inhibitor down. They're not gonna push down for more. They're not gonna take down the take advantage of the advantage that they have. And Dragon coming up in 45 seconds. And there's a huge wave on the bottom wave. Leona is going to go there and clear it up. Meanwhile, Gale filling up the red buff from the red team. And Renekton walking by a little bit close, but not finding Gale in that bush. So very close match. And now the red team have picked up those elixirs as well, but now the blue team is moving up off the dragon. Dragon number 3. And there it is. Actually, Katarina is a little bit too close. But the blue team deciding to go for the blue buff instead. They're gonna give it over to Varys. And now they're actually rotating on the bottom wave. They wanna take down the last inhibitor turret, standing for the side of red team. But they don't have a minion wave there, so they'll have to tank it if they wanna take it out. Actually, there's a Seas portal working wonders. And actually, Kale and Leona get stunned by the Veigar stun. But there's a lot of poke coming down from the red team. Thanks to those Urgot's poke. And there's Renekton actually going in. And there's a messy fight. The intervention is there. Katarina's using the Death Waters and Urgot ultimate. Varys is on the side. He's gonna do out that Cassidy who's in the mind. Renekton and Cassidy going way too deep, and now the blue team is turning the damage. And it's a little bit laggy as well, but now they're gonna pick up that turret. Actually a 4-man stun gauge from Veigar, but it's not gonna be much as Orca gets exhausted, and Teemo is gonna pick up that kill. There's finally the minion wave. They're gonna get that turret, and they're gonna pick up the last inhibitor. But there's a huge minion wave actually on the middle lane. They have to hurry, push this. And Katarina is actually doing everything he can. There's actually the last turret goes down for the side of the blue team. There's the recalls coming up from the blue team, and the red team is gonna pick up those kills. Actually, they wanna delay it as much as they can, but they managed to recall anyway.
Hey, wake up.
Very close. So still only a 5,000 gold lead for the red blue team. We're up 3 turrets and 20 kills. But it still isn't enough. Katarina is actually a little bit too deep. He gets locked up by the Leona, and Varys is gonna pick up that kill. And Baron is up there now. The blue team is going for that Baron. Renekton gets spotted on the other side of the wall. Renekton imagine tries to steal an amazing steal. So it will be interesting to see if they manage to take that. And Renekton goes a little bit too early. Actually, they don't want it. They just want to fight instead. And a lot of fights coming up. Can't see really what's happening. But Renekton gets taken a little bit too loud. There's Kale using the intervention. The red team is low. They're falling now. Varys picks up 1 kill, but there's the slicing dice from Renekton doing a lot of damage to the LeBlanc, but LeBlanc is gonna pick up that kill. Now they're turning the focus onto the Veigar and Kale. Thanks to the AD damage. Cassian refocus over, tries to get the kill onto the Leona, but the Leona is still keeping alive. And that should be game for the blue team as there is a minion wave onto the Nexus. And actually a surrender wave coming in. So win for the blue team. And I don't get that. Okay, so I had to exit the game. Okay, so game 1.